Good morning, friends. We are going to discuss about the Java virtual machine, which is the heart of Java to execute whatever the things we are having at the time of runtime as well as the compile time also. Okay, why we are calling this as the heart of a Java? Because the compiler is outside a Java virtual machine. So, what is the use of a compiler? The use of a compiler is to translate the high level language to bytecodes. This is the main reason that we are expecting that we are having the Java having somewhat a different attitude like the compiler. What is the use of a compiler? Compiler, it converts the high level language to bytecodes, which is useful for the Java virtual machine. So just neglect about the Java virtual machine in this scenario. After that, we are going to discuss about the Java virtual machine. So initially, we are going to discuss about what is a compiler, and we are going to discuss about the difference in between the compiler as well as the interpreter. So here in Java, we have to consider two things. So if we are going to consider the Java is nothing but it's a robust, which is a very strong compared with the previous language is called a C++ and C. So if we are unable to achieve what all the things having inside a C language as well as a CPP, or we'll call it as a C++ also, which has been compiled by the C compiler. What is the main difference of the compiler using in between like C and C++ as well as Java? So inside a C program, we are having a predefined method called include. And inside a Java, we are having a predefined method called a import. So what is the difference in between include and import? So when we are going to run a program inside a C language, we are going to use a keyword called include. What is the use of an include? The use of an include is, so please, what are all the packages available outside the particular program, what I'm going to write, write, what are all the programs available outside, not available in my program. So I'm going to include that program inside my particular application. Please include all those classes inside my program. So what the includes will do, what the compiler of a C language will do, it include in the sense, it will call each and every classes available inside that include package, and it will be executed inside our program, and then we are going to use that result. So the performance of the application will be less and the performance time will be increased. So the main reason, the main usage of an include is call all those classes inside our application, and then we're going to execute inside our program, and then we are going to use that result in our program. So the performance will be less and the time will be more. This is the main reason. Thus we are using a C or C++ is a high level language, and we're going to include that. So basis on that, the performance will be decreased and the complexity will be more. So this is the usage of an include. And here in the Java, which we call it as a robust, very strong, and we'll call it as a dynamic also, which we'll call it as a pure object-oriented programming. And the main usage of this is, so we are using an import keyword, which imports the particular package. What is the use of an import? So our compiler will execute each and everything outside, not in the application. It goes outside the class, what we declare, what we are going to implement, not over here. It goes outside and it executes outside, and the result will be forwarded to the application itself. So I think you got my point, right? So the result only will come over here. So the complexity of the application will be decreased and the performance of the application will be increased, because everything will happen outside, only the result will come over here. I think you got my point. The main difference is between the include as well as the implode is, this is the main difference. You have to remember each and everything. So what is the main usage of a Java virtual machine is the bytecodes compiled by the Java compiler will come towards the JVM. So each and everything like the memory allocation, how to create a hash code like a Unicode for the objects, for the method area. Method area in the sense, the class consisting of a methods and a variables. Each and everything will be organized by the method area, and the objects are organized by the heap area. The stack, which organizes each and every object in a proper manner, and which comes first will be executed first in the sense of a queue. But in the sense of a stack, which comes at the last will be executed first. Based on this organization, each and everything will be organized by the JVM only. The main usage of a Java virtual machine is to maintain the memory organization, which is a main task. So in the sense of a Python or some other high level languages, we are having an interpreter. What is the usage of an interpreter? Oh man, we are having somewhat an application. It comes toward that. What is the usage of that? We're having an application, man. We are going to translate that into the low level language. What is the low level language? Okay, there is a low level language, right? So we are going to consider linker and loader. What is the use of linker and loader? So the linker is to links the data towards the memory. If you are having 100 programs in your application, so each and every program should have their own object class. How you are going to identify that? Based on the linker, and the loader will organize each and every memory allocation inside that. So based on the linker and loader only, after the completion of a bytecodes by the compiler, it will be organized by the linker and loader only. The main usage of a linker loader is to link the particular file object into the memory allocation. Without that particular Unicode or a hash code, we'll call it as a hash code in the sense of a Java hash code, we can't even recognize that. The main usage of a JVM is that identify the particular file based on the hash code only. So we'll use a keyword called hash code. If you want to print a particular object hash code, just make sure that the particular object will be created inside another class, and we'll call it as a dot operator. By accessing the dot operator, we can call it as hash code, which starts with a small letter. Okay. Okay. Let me. What happened to this? It is not working. Okay. About. What all things we discussed right now, we are going to tell about the Java virtual machine, the specification. What is the specification? This is nothing but the implementation provided in the independent. Java is already independent. Why we are going to discuss this? Yeah, it is an independent, but implementation provided is independent. Choose the algorithm. So it's an our algorithm. Based on an algorithm, we are going to implement the values we are provided, because the things happened in the previous sessions, like Sun Microsystems build this Java, but now itself it is acquired by the Oracle. That's why this particular, I'm able to come. Okay. this particular method will happen. So don't consider this. Somebody had more money and acquired Java. That's it. So an implementation. Its implementation is known as JRE. What is a Java runtime environment? So while we are installing the Java, it is essential to maintain that you have to install a JDK as well as a JRE, because Java development kit somewhat different with Java runtime environment. For running a particular application, it is essential to install a JDK. So while we are installing JDK, Java runtime will install parallelly. Without Java runtime environment, you can't even run your Java program. In the sense of a Python, you need environment. Runtime environment is essential for running a program in each and every high level language. Okay, Java using their own compilers and they are having the virtual machines, whatever it is. So inside of Python, we are having runtime environment as well as they are having somewhat different attitudes, like based on their interpreters. So, but now itself, the Facebook, they are going to develop a hybrid compiler that they can compile what are all the things available outside there. I mean, what we call that? Yeah, each and every high level languages are going to compile based on their own compiler and based on their own interpreter. But what is Facebook is working on? They are going to build a hybrid compiler. They are going to run. Man, why I'm thinking about that? They're going to build a hybrid compiler. So, which is a very good thing. There is no need to go for a particular compiler and an interpreter. It can run everything, right? So why we are bothered about that? Next, we're going to runtime instance, right? Sorry. I think it has been moved. Okay, runtime instance. Whenever you are going to write a Java command on the command prompt to run the Java class, an instance of JVM is created. What is this, man? We know that already. So we are not going to work on this. Actually, nowadays, so many tools has been developed in a scenario. Okay, for the point of the students, I'm going to tell you that Java, when I'm going to run a program, okay, we need to check it out whether the Java has been installed or not. Okay, so in the command prompt itself, I'm going to type a command like Java. If I type the Java, it will shows the packages and each and everything available. If it is not available, Java has not been installed. If it is like, I'm going to check whether the compiler is available or not. When I type the compiler like Java C inside a command prompt, if it doesn't show anything like internal and external command has not been recognized or whatever it is, that we didn't set the path. So you have to remember that internal and external command has been recognized, whatever it is. So we didn't set the path. For that, we have to create a path inside environment variables. I think you are familiar with that. Maybe I'm expecting. If you're not, just go to your install package inside your C drive and copy the path of a bin inside a Java install directory. Okay, copy that path and go to the environment variables. There is a system variables is available inside the environment variables, and inside that make a note like key value like a path, and inside a path you are going to paste that the path of the particular Java JDK directory bin. So bin is an essential. You should not copy only JDK. So inside a bin, we are having Java compiler. That's why we have to create particular path over there. Then only you can able to compile the Java program. So after you creating a path, just apply it and close it. After the completion of the particular command, I mean, what we call that? Okay. After the completion of all these things, close your command prompt and then rerun. I mean, restart the command prompt. After the restart, then the compiler will work properly. So that after creating a Java program with the extension of a .java, you are having I mean, inside a command prompt. This is in the sense of a command prompt. How to run that program? There is a sense called a Java. I mean, there is a command called a Java space and the name of your Java class dot Java. So after, sorry, it's a Java C compiler. First of all, you need to compile that. So after the compilation, the class file will be generated by the compiler. And this class file will be used by the JVM. Just remember this. So after the completion of the compiler, you will get a class file. After the completion of a class file, JVM considers that class file and it throws towards the runtime environment. What in between that? So in between that, the Java compiler generates a bytecodes. The bytecodes are considered by the Java virtual machines. Java virtual machine, what it will do? It considers that and the things available inside a Java class, like methods and variables, will be stored inside a meta area. Let me show that. So usage of loads the code, verifies the code, executes the code, provides the runner. Now we are going to discuss about the loads code. Loads in the sense, after the compilation, the Java virtual machines loads the code. Loads in the sense, the things available inside the class will be loaded into the method area. Like a method of variables, what are all things available inside the bytecodes. Okay. Next, verifies the code. Verification also will be happen over there. Whether is there any error occurred inside that. Next, execution code. Here the execution code depends on the loading of methods and variables or somewhat logic available inside the bytecodes. This execution based on whether is there any objects are available or not, and then is there any references available over there. Okay, after that, and provides a runtime environment. We'll think about this later. We'll discuss about this later. Next, memory area. This is a main concept of a JVM. So main thing of a JVM to create a memory for the particular variable or a memory for the object or the class or the method. Each and everything will be organized inside the JVM. This is the main concept. Do not forget this. This is the main concept for that. Okay. So here, the memory, how it will be organized. Initially, when the bytecodes has been generated, each and every variable, each and every method, each and every constant, what are the things available inside a class will be stored over here. So it will be stored in a method area. So method area in the sense, things, all the things available inside bytecode will be stored inside a method area. So what is the use of a heap area? This is a class area in the sense of method area. The compiler is outside JVM. We are not going to include the compiler inside the JVM. JVM is somewhat different with the compiler. Compiler generates only bytecodes after the compilation of a Java program. So after the compilation of a Java program, what it will do, we'll get a bytecode. The bytecode is forwarded to the class loader. Class loader in sense, after the creation, what is a bytecode? Bytecode is nothing but a class. We'll load everything inside the class loader. What the class loader will do? It organizes the memory by the usage of a JVM. The memory areas are allocated by the JVM. We know that already. We are discussing that. In this class area consisting of the methods and the variables, because at the time of a declaration of a variable, the memory will be allocated for the particular variable based on the data type. So particularly the integer data type consisting of a somewhat different type of bytes, and the byte consisting of different type of bytes, double consisting of somewhat different type of bytes. So based on the particular data type, we are going to the organize a memory allocation. So the class loader will take care about that, and the class area will think about the variables, methods, and everything available inside the bytecode. What is the use of a heap? What is the use of a heap area? Use of a heap area is if you are going to create any object inside your program, it is going to be stored inside this. And one of the main thing you have to consider that we are going to consider an array also as an object. So as an object, heap area, each and every object we created that inside your program, each and everything will be stored over here. What is the usage of a stack? Stack is going to organize the things available inside the heap area. If you're going to, what is the uses of stack? What is a stack? Stack in the sense, the comes at last will comes the first. So if an object I created initially will be stored inside the bottom of the stack, and if I'm going to create another object of the creation of a particular object, and it will be stored on, you have to remember that on the already object created on that. After the completion of the on object, then only the below object will be created. This is the main uses of a stack. PC register. Register in the sense the memory allocation. Registers, memory. You have to remember all these things. So stack will be organized. Based on that, there will be the hash code. Based on the hash code, you are going to call that particular object that will be managed by the PC registers. Okay. Naive method stacks. What is this naive method stack? These are based on C and C++. There is no need to discuss about these two. This one. And here the execution engine. After the completion of a memory allocation, the JRE. Now we are going to discuss about the Java runtime environment. So the Java runtime, what is the usage of a Java runtime environment? It is going to consider based on this memory allocation. Everything comes from the compiler. What we call as Java bytecodes will be converted to the machine language. So machine can understand the bytecodes right now, and we are going to get the output. This is the main usage of a JVM. So that's why we'll call a Java virtual machine as a heart of a Java programming language. Okay, I think today it is the end of the session, and tomorrow we are going to discuss somewhat new topic. Okay, and thank you. Thank you. End of the session now.